Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Triple N Media. I am NIK NIKAM. In this presentation, we are going to look at how successful the RKT rocket stock squeeze was. Did we successfully squeeze the short squeeze, or did it fall short? Here is a 5-year chart of rocket. Back in September 2020, it was as high as 33.94. Then it was basing around approximately $20. Let's look at the statistics of this rocket stock compared to last week and now see what kind of trading opportunities are available at this time for the next week. The outstanding shares were 1.9 billion, out of which 108 shares were floating, and in the previous week the short volume was 43 million. This week the volume is 39 million. So in the last week the shorts have been reduced by just about less than 8%. So let's keep that in mind. We still have 39 or 40 million, that is 40% or 36.57% of the stocks available for float are still shorted. The average trade volume is 10.7 million, and the amount of money shorted is equal to $1.03 billion. So we still have 36% of the float shorted. And why isn't the market responding as briskly as we would have expected, as we saw with the AMC or GME? The GME stock went from $3.50 to $520 plus. And why haven't we seen this? Well, there can only be one Pearl Harbor. There can only be one 9/11. So I think we have to find a different explanation as to why this did not really materialize as people expected, or is this just a sort of a consolidation before it strikes back again? During the last week, the squeeze pushed the price all the way to $43, which is about a 100% increase from the baseline of $20. That is not a substantial amount to force multi-million-dollar hedge fund managers to dump their shorts. As a matter of fact, they probably started shorting here for the second time and recovered most of their losses, or maybe some of their losses, as the stock prices plummeted. Let's go on a smaller time scale here for approximately 3 months. And this is for 3 months. And as you can see, the spike lasted for just about 1 day. That was on March 2nd. By March 2nd, it peaked at $43, and by March 3rd, it closed at $28. That's only about $8 above its baseline. And this Friday, it closed at $24.80, just about $4. That is like 25% above its baseline. Is this something you want to buy? Is this the right time to buy? Let's do some technical analysis. I'm using multiple technical indicators, and we'll see, is there an opportunity to enter this stock at this time, since we have 35.7% of the float shorted at this time. Let's see. Let's go down to like 60 minutes here, and that's the 60 minutes. And let's go down to, okay, that's 10 days, I think. Let's do 10 days here. Okay, that's 10 days. The stock exploded through the upper Bollinger Band. Promptly, it just came downhill after that. From that time onwards, on the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, it's been basing between $25 and $27. So this is like a squeeze in the Bollinger Band language, or a squeeze or a choke, as I call it. Okay, the choke has been going on. That is a sort of a consolidation. Now, where do we stand in terms of trading opportunity? Well, if you look at it, let's go back to like a 1 month chart here. Only trading opportunity we can see would be something here But even this one is not really helping us. At this time, it looks like, it's been basing around the stochastic is at the overbought level, and so is the MACD, where it is below the baseline, and it looks like it may be ready to cross over the red line, ready to cross over the MACD line. But however, the RSI is not giving any indication that it is ready to turn up and go. Okay, let me discuss a couple of things about these indicators. If the stochastic, the green line, crosses the yellow line and comes beyond the 20% here, then that is a signal for a possible entry into the market. Similarly, this is kind of squished here because of this big blip. If the red line crosses the MACD green line and comes up, and these bars turn positive, that's an indication to get into the market. Whereas with the RSI, the only sure indication would be if the RSI dips below the 30% mark, comes back and crosses the 30% line on the way up. That's an indication to look for a market with a bounce. But there's only one indicator that is pointing that it may be close to. Let's go to a smaller time frame here, 30 minutes. It's always good to look at multiple timelines so that you get a much better idea as to what's happening. As you can see, this is now crossed over and is looking up, whereas this one is still not showing any clear-cut direction. MACD is just flat, it hasn't crossed over. So all the indicators are not in prime position to get into a market for an upswing. We just have to wait and see. Ideally, we would have liked to see a bounce. All these indicators sort of, even if the Bollinger Bands were piercing down like this with a double top we saw here, if you see a double bottom here, that may give us some indication. So at this time, there's no clear-cut direction of this consolidation or the squeeze, as Bollinger called it. When a squeeze is going on for a while, two things can happen. Either it can break out of the squeeze to the upside or to the downside. But the main trend here is going down. So we just have to wait and see. As I said, we don't have enough indications technically to look for a buying opportunity. And here on a 30-minute basis, we had the stochastic, which gave a buy signal. The RSI was sort of going along with that, even though it didn't cross the 30% line. And here we see the red line just getting close to the green line, which may be an indication that it is going to cross over. And it did. And for like 2 hours, we had a positive deflection. When you see these things in a highly volatile market, the signals may not last for days. It may last for only a few hours. So that's why you have to be careful when you trade these stocks. I hope this has been useful to you, and this is how I would analyze before I just jump up and say, hey, I think I heard something on the news, on the social media, something is going to happen tomorrow. I don't know what it is and who started this, but I'm going to put put money for 1,000 shares. I mean, that can be done, but we don't have any technical indicator showing that it can bounce back. Again, these are momentum stocks. They can bounce at any time for any reason, and these are not driven by strict guidelines. Thank you so much, and please do subscribe to our channel. We'll talk to you later.